Hello everyone and welcome to Definite Hearing. I'm Emily. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to explain hearing loss to a friend. Now, if you've ever felt nervous about telling someone that you can't hear, you're not alone. I've been doing this my entire life. The good news is that the more you understand your hearing loss, the easier it will be to explain to your friend, especially in a way that feels natural and helps you feel confident. By the end of this video, I want you to be equipped with the tools, knowledge, and language to share your hearing loss in a friendly way that helps your friend truly understand and support you. Let's get to it. Step number one is understand your hearing loss first. Everything starts with knowing your hearing loss. When you go to the audiologist, one of the first things you'll get after a hearing test is an audiogram, a chart with lines and symbols on it that depict your hearing loss. These lines and symbols represent pitches and volumes that you can or can't hear. It's important for you to understand your audiogram and what it means. So take time to sit down with your audiologist and ask them, what do the X's mean? What do the O's mean? What do these lines show? What do these results mean for me in my daily life? What do you recommend for me based on what's depicted in my audiogram? These recommendations could include listening devices or hearing aids, depending on your type and level of hearing loss. You also want to ask your audiologist, based on these results, what are some sounds that I will struggle hearing or that I do struggle hearing? Also ask what sounds are easier for me to catch. When you are asking what you're missing and what you're catching, it will help visualize your hearing loss. For example, you might be able to hear low sounds easier, like drums beating or male voices. And you might have a high frequency hearing loss, which means hearing birds sing is just something that you don't realize you're missing out on. And or you might find it harder to hear or understand female voices. That's the case for me. This knowledge of your hearing loss is power. It will help you explain your hearing loss in a friendly, knowledgeable way instead of just saying, I can't hear well. Step number two is to ask your audiologist for metaphors and or comparisons of your hearing loss. Ideally, you can use these metaphors and comparisons when you explain your hearing loss to a friend. Audiologists work with sound and hearing all the time. They likely have a diverse and wide selection of metaphors that you can use. For example, a metaphor of describing life with hearing loss could be like listening to the TV with the sound too low. You see the visuals, you see the cues, you're trying to keep up, but you don't exactly know what someone said or what's going on. Having a go-to comparison or metaphor can help your friends understand your hearing loss faster, easier, and better. So I urge you to ask around for different metaphors and comparisons, and depending on your type of hearing loss, I hope that you find some metaphors or comparisons that help you. If you have a certain type of hearing loss and level of hearing loss, and you want metaphors or comparisons, drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to respond with a metaphor or comparison I can come up with that you could use. Step number three in explaining your hearing loss to a friend is to be very specific about what you can or can't hear. When explaining your hearing loss, the more specific you are, the better. This helps your friends understand where you're gonna hear and when. Instead of just saying, speak up, I have hearing loss, you can say, I hear low-pitched sounds better than high-pitched sounds. So I miss a lot of S's, pss, and consonants. That's my case. Or you can say, I can hear well in quiet places, that's why we do well at home, but when we come out for brunch in a restaurant, it's noisy and that makes it hard to understand what you're saying because my brain is trying to decipher all these different sounds. These specifics can help your friend understand where you can or can't hear. This opens up the conversation to how they can help you by facing you, maybe shaving a mustache, or choosing restaurants with better lighting so that you could read their lips. Ultimately, I hope this explanation helps them feel like they can be more patient when you're not hearing them well. Step number four is normalize asking for help. When you know the level of your hearing loss, when you know what you can and can't hear, it just becomes more natural and normal to ask for help. It is okay to tell your friends what helps you understand the most. You could say things like, it helps me if you get my attention before talking. For me, this looks like people saying, hey, Emily, waiting a few seconds, and then starting to talk. When you're in a group, you could ask your friends to sit in a circle and that one person talks at a time. You could also tell your friends that background noise makes it hard to hear. Let's move to this area so that I can hear you better. Most friends want to help, and they want to help you. The problem is they just don't know how. So it's really important to understand that if you're struggling to hear, deliver a solution. And true friends will accommodate to help you hear and understand what's going on. Step 5, remember to keep these conversations lively, friendly, and positive. Give your friends a benefit of a doubt. They are your friend. They see the good in you, and they hope you see that in them. When you're talking about your hearing, remember you're not giving a lecture, you're having a conversation. You have preferences and you've noticed what helps you. Don't hesitate to ask them, what questions do you have for me? Sometimes people get nervous that explaining their hearing loss can make them seem difficult or needy. But the truth is, the more open and confident you are, the more your friend will feel like they can do that with you. A true friendship is a two-way relationship. If it helps and you're a humorous kind of person, don't hesitate to add a little humor to lighten things up. For example, if your friend just talks and just keeps talking and you don't know what they're saying, you just start laughing and you say, wait, you didn't get my attention first. I have no idea what you said, and I thought you said this. And it probably sounds really funny and out of context. Just give them the benefit of a doubt that they want to communicate with you and that they care about you. A little bit of lightheartedness can go a long way in helping a friendship feel natural and normal. Step number 6 is to remember that explaining hearing loss to a friend is an ongoing conversation. You know, when you explain hearing loss to your friend initially, maybe when you get your diagnosis, this can be emotional. It can be overwhelming. And part of that is you may realize that you don't even know what you don't hear. And that's shocking. And it's not something that goes away. And so this conversation of hearing loss and how they can help you is ongoing. It is going to change based on scenarios. For example, if you're in a car, you might say, hey, if I sit on the passenger side, you know, if your better ear is your left ear, that's my case. I like to sit in the passenger side of the car so my better ear is facing my friend. Then that's a way they can help me. Or when we're in a different situation, like if we're at a poorly lit restaurant, I probably wouldn't choose a poorly lit restaurant in the first place because I know which ones are which. It's been so long now. But I can say, hey, let's sit over in this corner away from the noise. It's just ongoing. You're not going to be able to tell your friend all at once that, hey, when we get in the car, do this. Hey, when we go to the restaurant, do this. Hey, when we go to the concert, do this. That would be overwhelming. So realize that this conversation of accessibility is ongoing. Step number 7 is to share resources if you want. For example, you can give your friends resources so that they can learn more about life with hearing loss. Give them some social media handles of deaf and hard of hearing content creators. Hopefully this will expose them to a whole new world, a world that you are a part of and that they can be your friend in. That way, you don't have to be the teacher all the time. They can glean little hearing loss tips and tricks from other creators. Step number 8 is to be confident in your story. Here's the most important thing I want you to walk away with, and that is don't be ashamed of your hearing loss. Everyone has differences, and this just happens to be yours. Hearing loss is also my difference, so we're not alone. I am so grateful for my hearing aids. I can hear when I want and sleep in peace and quiet when I'm ready. So the next time you're wondering how to explain hearing loss to your friend, remember it's important to understand your hearing loss, have a good wide range of comparisons and metaphors, be specific about what you can and cannot hear, share resources that help, and just keep it friendly and lighthearted. You got this. The more confident you are, the more confident your friends will be in supporting you. And remember, this confidence may come through a really vulnerable situation of how hard hearing loss is. Hearing loss is a lifelong journey and it's a roller coaster of emotions. I know that because I've lived it. Thanks so much for watching. If this video was helpful for you, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't for more videos on life with hearing loss. And please, 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 please copy the link to this video and go share it in a Facebook group or text it to a friend. Sharing my videos is the best thanks you can give. Thanks so much for watching. Stay strong, stay amazing, and I'll see you in the next video.